Hello there and welcome back for the first time to Rin's birthday bonus. Now, the first one this time is going to be the Celestial Return demo. Now, this game was brought to my attention by Metaphor Games, the developers of the game, and it is actually coming up on Kickstarter. The Kickstarter program is coming up today, as of, well, recording the 14th of October. Happens to be my birthday as well. What a coincidence. So, we're going to have a look at this one. I am going in quite blind. Like, I've seen a tiny little bit when I'm thinking the demo, just a couple of screenshots. I don't really know what it's about, what type of gameplay it is, but I like to go in blind with these things. It does sound quite cool. This music is very cool. Very cool. So, that being said, we're just going to jump straight in, going in blind. We're going to find out what the crack is, what's going on. Hopefully, 90% certain that we're going to have a good time with it. We're going to say that right now. I'm getting the good vibes from this, even from just the main menu. So, please grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up something comfortable, come hang out with me as we jump straight into the Celestial Return demo. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. Right, guys, so here we are at the, well, just past the main menu into the game itself, or the options for the game. So I'm assuming we're going to have access to 3 books. So, well, I'm assuming books because it's book number 1, Earth, book number 1. Number 2, which is Space, and number 3, which is the Hive. I don't know if these are going to be connected to each other. We'll find out in the full game. However, for now, we have to access Earth and the Boring Humans. Celestial Return Book 1, Earth. Planet Zero, a world caught between realms of sci-fi and supernatural. A world of contrast where the daily grind of high-tech life is punctuated by the occasional brush with the bizarre. A technologically advanced civilization, its inhabitants are divided into augmented humans and those who have chosen to remain fully organic. That's it's always been an interesting concept to me. Like, if you could get augments, like, that weren't strictly, like, necessary. Like, I know we can get augments now, you know, like, well, not laser eye surgery, but kind of prosthetics and stuff like that for people who have lost limbs. That's slightly different. I'm more talking about if you could get a prosthetic, if you could, like, choose to get your arm chopped off and replaced with a prosthetic arm, would you do it? Like a gadget kind of thing? Would you augment yourself, turning yourself into a cyborg kind of thing? Would that be something you do? Or would you try and remain fully organic for as long as possible? Genuinely curious. I know what I would do. I would try and remain organic, because I don't think I would feel the need to augment myself. I can't imagine us ever being able to think that, unless it was like something that really cool. Maybe, I don't know. I'm erring on the side of fully organic, but I'm open to change. Something cool could just come along and think, yeah, I want that. Anyway, let's jump in. Chapter 1, Smoking Whiskey. Howard sits alone at the counter in the Crowjars bar, a refuge for those who've given up trying to keep pace with the city outside. The faint glow of neon signs outside filters through the cracked blinds, casting fractured light onto the bar's polished yet worn surface. His whiskey sits on the counter, a faint ring of condensation forming beneath the glass. He hasn't touched it. Instead, his eyes are drawn to the television mounted on the wall, its outdated screen crackling slightly as it broadcasts the evening news. The newscaster. In the update in suicides across Netherville, authorities remain on the course to climb, leaving residents shaken and for answers. The low volume of the television leaves the words muddled, forcing Howard to strain to catch every detail. Oh, we get choices. Okay. Ask the bartender to turn up the volume on the TV, stand up and adjust the volume yourself, move closer to the TV to catch every word. Now, I'm not going to do that one because that's going to be rude. I'm trying not to be as unnecessarily rude. It's just the way I am. Now, I don't know if there's anyone else in the place. It doesn't say. So to me, asking a bartender to turn the volume up to me would be rude because I'm interested in it. Doesn't mean that everyone else is interested in it. Plus there's jazz going on. Some people come for the jazz. Also, on a side note, I wouldn't stand up and adjust the volume myself because it's not my place and it's not my TV. I wouldn't be turning things up unnecessarily. So that leaves move closer to the TV to catch every word. We're going to do that one because it's the least rude of the three options. Howard moves closer to the television, weaving through the rows of empty tables until he's standing right beneath the flickering screen. He rests an elbow on the bar, his attention fixed on the broadcast as the newcaster's voice sharpens, outlining the harsh reality gripping Netherville. The newscaster. The community is in an uproar, demanding transparency from law enforcement. What is driving the sudden epidemic of suicides? Who will step forward to shed light on these tragic events? Howard straightens slightly, the weight of the broadcast pressing down on him. The bartender sets the polished glass aside, her movements slowing as she folds her arms and watches the screen for a moment before turning to Howard. Ooh, Dice Delight. Okay, are we getting a tutorial? Okay. Success range the Overlord 9. Alright. Time to learn the cosmic art of dice rolling. Let's keep it simple. The basics. Every challenge has 4 slots. Don't want to 4 dice in them. More dice equals bigger chance to hit that success range. Okay. Kind of get that. Each die, basically more dice, more chance to win. Each die equals roll 2 custom d4s, faces 0, 1, 2, 3, add them up. Example, roll a 1 and a 2, that's a 3 baby. Not great, not terrible. Roll a 0 plus 0, oof. Blame the universe. Risk versus reward. Slap me down 4 dice, big brain energy, but heads up, these ain't your grandma's board game dice. Zeros can still nuke your total, so stacking them doesn't mean auto win. Higher risk, higher glory. Dice economy 101. Dice vanish after you roll. Okay, so the single use items. Use them, lose them, run out, automatic fails fam. Farm dice by exploring finishing jobs and poking your nose where it probably doesn't belong. Survival tips from a space vet. Hoard like a loot gremlin. Future missions will try to murder you. Save those dice. Embrace the chaos. Sometimes you gotta yeet 4 dice and pray to the void. Final warning. The universe rewards boldness and punishes fools. Your move, pilot. Alright. So it is a dice game. The bartender. It's been like this for weeks now. Feels like the whole city's falling apart. Take a sip of your whiskey. Intelligence. Okay. An intellectual being who understands its surroundings and can make correct decisions. It's talking. That's talking like this is an actual person, like a thing, an actual thing. Okay. The city runs on problems. It's not falling apart. It's not Nethervale. Foolishness. Maybe it's the city's way of promoting extreme sports. Jump up a bridge, squeak, anyone? Okay. Irrational and erratic thinking leading to impulsive and often comedic decisions. Okay. Anger issues. Okay. Slam your fists on the counter. Uncontrolled outbursts of anger and excessive inconsistency, including anger problems affecting the thought process. Persuasion. So when do you get off? I'd love to take you out for dinner sometime. Dice, the Overlord. Okay, so that's we need a roll for that. Alright. Oh. I misclicked that. Okay, I misclicked that. It's been like this for weeks now. Oh, okay. That's what I picked. This city runs on problems. If it's not falling apart, it's not Nethervale. The The bartender huffs a dry laugh, shaking her head as she wipes down the counter. So what keeps you here? This endless excitement for the glamorous nightlife. Free misery with every drink. That's very dark and pessimistic. I heard leaving costs extra. I like watching things fall apart. Call it a hobby. The glamorous nightlife, obviously. Look at this place. I heard leaving costs extra. The bartender chuckles, rolling her eyes. Bartender. You got terrible taste, you know that? But I guess that's why we're all still here. Waiting to see how far it falls before it finally hits the bottom. The low hum of the TV fills a pause as she grabs another glass, her smirk fading to do something closer to resignation. Intelligence. You hear anything about these suicides? Any rumours going around? Anger issues, slam your fist on the counter. Persuasion, so when you get off, listen to sounds you let your mind wander. Let's ask about that. Okay, Codex. A new tutorial is your galactic gossip column plus... The Codex is your galactic gossip column plus survival guide. Here's the TLDR. What's inside? Lore. Ancient all alien wars, godlike AIs, and why the galaxy is basically held together with duct tape. Characters. Heroes, villains, and that one girl who tries to steal sushi recipes. Trust no one. World. Planets so wild they make you question reality. Pro tip. Avoid the xeno-psycho-quantification... Quantifluction. Nailed it. Nailed that. I absolutely nailed that. Unlock entries by exploring, talking to NPCs, or surviving disasters. The universe rewards curiosity. Check back often. New intel pops up as you play. Why care? Lore equals power. Know the void, sentient black hole, or become its snack. Characters lie, trust no one with a spaceship. Read, survive, flex. PS, typos, blame our unpaid intern. We swear they're editing. Got it. Okay. Bartender hesitates, her fingers are absent-mindedly tracing the edge of the counter. She glances around the bar as if checking for eavesdroppers, even though it's practically empty. People are saying it's the abstracts, like maybe they're behind it somehow. Howard's gaze doesn't leave his glass, his tone carrying weight. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, but what the hell are they? Aliens? Something New Genesis cooked up? Doesn't matter, right? They show up, PID takes them down, everyone pretends that's enough, but it's not. Not even close. It's not. The PID doesn't ask questions, that's not what they're there for. You don't need me to tell you answer and stay silent. Sometimes, okay, I'm gonna go silent. Sometimes a good silence is what you need. Sometimes you need to learn when to shut up. You work with the PID. You must have seen things. You really don't know what they're after? What they are either? Nobody knows. No. Let's just say I've seen enough to stop asking that question. If I did, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Wait, can I select that? It's not glowing like the rest. See how that one, darker orange, dark orange, dark orange. Nothing. Can I click on it? Oh, can click. Okay. I guess we're going with that answer. That's what scares me. If the PID doesn't know, what the hell the rest of us are supposed to do? Howard doesn't respond. His eyes fixed on the glass in front of him. Silence between them stretches heavily and unanswerable. Anger issues, not interested in that. Persuasion, so when you get off. I think that'll be listen to your silence. I don't really slam in no face. And because I'm not that angry. So when you get off, that seems like a very weird thing to just come out with. So let's just listen to the silence. Howard leans forward, his elbows resting on the counter, staring blankly at his glass. The bar noise fades, the hum of the TV dissolving into the background, into a background whisper until all that remains is a hollow silence of his thoughts. And then they start. Who starts? Virtue. You've been here before, haven't you? Sitting in the quiet, pretending there's peace. It's not. It's avoidance. Foolishness. Hey, Word, my man. You're staring at the whiskey like it's got all the answers. It don't. Trust me. I've tried. Stop. Wait, are these like in my head? Are these like not like AIs, but are these AIs in my head? You say something? Ask her for another drink. Something fancy. Cocktail with those little umbrellas. That cheer you up. Yes, because a man brooding over suicides absolutely screams Mai Tai. Great suggestion. Shut up. It doesn't care. It doesn't need this crap right now. The voices clash like storm clouds, rumbling in his skull, the tension stretching thin. Shut up, all of you. A few heads turn, giving them that familiar look. Another guy losing it after too many drinks. Then, as if the universe had been waiting for the right moment, the door to the bar swings open, and a figure steps inside. Howard's head lifts, his eyes narrowing as boots scrape across the floor. Loud and deliberate. The sound is sharp enough to cut through the haze in his mind. Reynolds. Reynolds looks eyes with Howard, his expression called tight with urgency. Without hesitation, he crosses the room, his presence slicing through the lazy atmosphere of the bar like a scalpel through flesh. Shouldn't you about fastening that badge of yours somewhere? Reynolds pulls out the stool next to him, sitting with a sigh. I've been flashing all day, chasing leads that go nowhere. Don't want to try something smarter. You look worse than I feel. That bad? And that brought you here? Must be desperate. You look a bit rough. You look worse than I feel. Yeah, say what you want, but you're still the guy people call when they run out of better options. Take that as a compliment. Howard taps the rim of his glass with a finger, faint smirk tugging at his lips as he lets the silence hang for a moment too long. Foolishness. Sure, but if this is about the stolen rubber duckies from the toy store, I swear it wasn't me. Intelligence. Why me? Don't you have a whole department for this? Anger issues. Not interested in police business. Perception. I think I know what you're going to say. Dice. Easy. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's do that one. Because I like a dice roll. Success range 2. Okay, so dice. Broken dice. -3. Cursed -4. So we have good and bad dice. So get like ones with bonuses. So +1, -3, -4, -2, overall 3. Let's just use basic. Let's use 2 of them. Because if we go roll 2 1s, then we're alright. 2 success. Narrow success. That was dead on. Okay. This is about the suicides, isn't it? Yeah, too many, too fast. None of it makes sense. No notes, no connections, nothing tying them together. He leans forward, lowering his voice. At first we chalked it up to stress of city life. The usual crap. But the numbers kept climbing, the mayor's office stepped in, called it a public safety crisis. Told us to treat it like a case. Reynolds sighs, pulling a thin folder from his coat and dropping it on the counter. Here we go, detective. This could be the case you've been waiting for. You've dealt with this kind of thing before. You know how they look where no one else even thinks to. Reynolds nudges the folder closer to Howard, his eyes locking him in. If anyone can figure this out, it's you. Don't make me beg. Intelligence. You've been drifting for too long. A case like this could be your way back. Back to the work that mattered. Back to being the detective you once were. Think about the doors it could open. Or the ones it could slam shut. What happens when it blows up in your face? Desperation like Reynolds doesn't come without strings. You really want him to get tangled in this mess? And a big case means a big payday, right? Sounds easy money to me. It's not about the money or the reputation, it's about the people. Someone out there needs help and you have the skills to make a difference. You know what's right. I mean, are we going to go virtue? I'll do it. These deaths, they deserve justice. Why? Sure, why not? Could be fun. Fine, I'll take a look, but no promises. No way I'm not getting dragged into this. And let's do virtue. Let's do virtue. New quest unlocked. Smoke, shadows, and body packs. City's pulse just spiked. Stay sharp, check your quest log, and get ready to hunt. New item added. No refund policy, sorry. I knew I could count on you. Howard picks up the folder, flipping it open as he leans back in his seat. Don't thank me yet. Let's see what kind of mess you've dropped in my lap first. Runs up just his coat, tugging the collar up as though bracing for an unseen chill. It's a big one. Just don't say I didn't warn you. He heads for the door, pausing briefly to glance over his shoulder. You know where to find me. Don't take too long. The door creaks open, letting in a sharp gust before it closes with a dull thud. Howard leans back, staring at the folder, his weight pressing down like the promise of trouble. You get 4 dice and 1 XP. City's silence offers no applause, but it knows you've earned this. Cool. Netherfield. Neon burns, shadows bite. Okay, are we in Overworld? Do we have an Overworld? Welcome back to the gutter, detective. You know these streets better than your own reflection. Let's see if you still got the chops. Use WASD or hold right click and drag to glide the map around. Okay, so we can use keyboard. I'm using this mouse this entire time. Okay. Trying to map around. Double click anywhere for hyperskate mode. Yes, his boots have illegal mods. No, don't ask. Exploring locations. Open spots glow with icons. Think cyber breadcrumbs. Click the icon. Howard autopilot's there. Sit back and enjoy the ride. One visit ain't enough. Places change every visit. Come back later and it might not look the same. New dice, new loot, new danger. City's alive and is hungry. Dance with it or get eaten. Okay. Oh, okay, so we're moving the camera, we're not moving Howard directly. Okay. So that's where we've just been. We've just been in the Crow Jazz Bar. Where else can we go? Triforce. Detective's office. Okay, so we can go there. Is there anywhere else? I feel like the detective office is where we're supposed to go. We've got the statue. We've got Reynolds' house. That's the... Yeah, I'm not going to go there yet. I'm going to go to the statue. City exhales as midnight approaches. Howard's footsteps echo too loudly in the abandoned square, shadows stretching toward the statue. A jagged spire of oxidized bronze masquerading as a sailboat. Its sails are shards of shattered mirrors, reflecting fractured glimpses of the sleeping skyline. A flickering street lamp bathes it in jaundiced light, making the structure seem alive, breathing. Perception. Inspect the statue closely. Squint at the mirrors, your face splits into a dozen strangers. Anger should kick it just once for sure. Well, sorry, once for closure. Think about what it's supposed to be, if anything. Virtue, try to find peace in the design. Leave it, not worth your time. I want to have a bit of a close look at it. Let's have a closer look at it. Howard crouches, gloves scraping against the statue's unnervingly smooth base. His fingers trace the seams where metal meets pavement. No bolts, no welds, as if it grew here. Again, more options. Squint at the mirrors, your face spins, running anger should kick it. Think about what's supposed to be here. Virtue, so that's also what I had before. We've got an extra one, perception. There's definitely something here. Dice balanced. Let's do it. So we need 4. Let's roll 1 plus 3. And hope that we don't roll a 0. 7. Okay. That worked. As Howard inspects the statue more closely, he discovers something unusual. Nestled in a small, almost imperceptible crevice at the base is a single gumball wrapper. Looks old and slightly out of place. Foolishness. Piece of gum. Weird. But it feels important. You should definitely take it. You must take it, even if it doesn't make sense right now. Perception. Take it. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I haven't collected it. Smells weird. Feels important. Howard takes the gum, trusting his intuition that it might be important. Even if he can't see the connection right now, it's a hunch he decides to follow, hoping it will make sense later. I don't want to do any else. Okay, let's leave it. Let's disappear back somewhere else. Howard takes one last long look at the thing before turning away, decisively shoving his hands deep in his pockets as he strides towards the square's exit, telling himself it's just a statue, not worth another second of his time. Not tonight. Right, so... are we going... let's go to the office. I don't think we should go for the office, the Reynolds house yet. Let's go to the office. Oh, he's zooming. He's doing the zoomies. Chapter 2, Digging Deeper. Rain clings to Howard's coat as he steps into his office. The damp air settling in the corner. I don't know if I like that. The damp air settling in the corners like it belongs there. The folder Reynolds left sits dead center, staring him to open it. Papers are scattered around it, and a mug of half-finished coffee waits to the side. Perception. That coffee's been sitting long enough to make friends with the desk. Don't think it's going to do you any favours now. Howard exhales, his gaze shifting to the mug. The faint aroma of stale caffeine rises as he picks it up, taking it slightly and watching the liquid swirl as if the answers might float to the surface. I don't think I want to drink that kind of coffee. Take a sip of the coffee, stare at the cup and lose yourself in thought. Set the coffee aside and focus on the fact. Yeah, let's just set it aside. Howard sets the mug down, sliding into the desk's edge with a soft scrape. The bowl is still there, waiting for attention. Virtue. Every file like this is a reflection of a life undone. It's not just death, detective, it's the echoes of everything left unsaid. Every choice I'd let them hear. You owe them at least that much. Intelligence. The longer you sit there, the colder the trail gets. Open the folder, start with what you know. Howard pulls the folder closer, its worn edges through rough under his fingers. Inside, a jumble of photos, reports, and scribbled statements waits to be sorted. The uneven tabs making each case catch his eye as he scans the stack, deciding where to begin. Virtue. Say a silent prayer for the souls of the departed. For instance, check your horoscope for guidance. 3. Start reviewing the case files. Let's just review the case files. Howard lays the files across the desk, each name a quiet weight on paper. Waiting to be understood. So we have Izo Ogura, Serena Kos, and Atelis Gorves. Let's start with Izo Ogura. Howard pulls out the Izo Ogura file, flipping it open. A mess of reports, photos, and dive logs spill onto the desk. Review Ogura's background, examine the crime scene photo, analyze the dive log, review the witness statement, check the autopsy notes. Start from the top, reviews background. Izo Ogura, 32, independent Nethfinder. Last known residence, Unit 47C, Hollow Tower. Lower grades, lived alone, no registered family or emergency contacts. Operated primarily in underground Neth-bound circles. No criminal record or flagged activity prior to the incident. Finances stable, no debts, no known personal disputes. Digital footprint suggests minimal social interaction outside of work-related transactions. Just another ghost in the system, until he wasn't. Let's examine the crime scene photo. Howard picks up the top photo and studies it carefully. The image is grainy, taken from the wrong angle, like the investigator didn't want to get too close. Izo Ogura is slumped forward in his chair, his neural reef still latched onto his head. Sleek headgear hugging his skull like a parasite. So I'm assuming he's like a net runner kind of thing. A bundle of fibre-thin cables extend from the device, looping over his shoulders, feeding directly into his approval. It's the approval. Near his console, a packet of nutrient paste lies open on the desk, its contents squeezed unevenly toward the top, so he was eaten. Paste is smudged across the surface, like it was set down mid-bite. He wasn't done with it. Okay, analyze the dive log. Howard scans the dialogue report, a cleaned up transcription of Agura's final session. Every entry is accounted for, but the details raise more questions than answers. Session start, timestamp unavailable. Initializing access protocol, bypassing external security layer. PID database identified, running decryption sequence. Firewall breach detected, security response engaged. Trace attempt detected, reversing access channel. Countermeasure loop detected. System behaving abnormally, unexpected data signature found. Source unknown. So he was having a poke around somewhere where he shouldn't be. Nobody just pushes through a PID database. The system knocks you out before you even know you're in. So how the hell did Agura get this far? He scans the final entry again. No forced disconnect, no shutdown sequence. Just a hard stop, like the system wiped itself clean. Howard leans back, rubbing his thumb over the edge of the paper. Was Agura really that good, or did someone leave the door open for him? Let's review the witness statement. Intriguing though, because it obviously looks like he just perished mid whatever he was doing. Howard flips to the next page, scans the statement from Agura's neighbor. I was going to say neighborhood there. Agura's neighbor. The handwriting is stiff, lacking any trace of emotion. Perception. Either the witness didn't care or they were choosing their words carefully. Lived next door to Agura for a while. Don't have much to say. Kept himself to himself. Never caused any trouble. Last time I saw him? No idea. Maintenance went in after his rent auto payment failed. Door was still locked from the inside. Okay, so I'm assuming it probably came through his headset. So he didn't go outside, he probably deleted via headset, maybe into his brain. Shut his brain down, maybe? Howard flips into the autopsy report, scanning past the standard medical jargon for anything that stands out. Cause of death is exactly what he expected, self-induced neural overload, so he did fry his own brain. External trauma, none. No bruising, no defensive wounds, no sign of struggle. Among the list of personal effects recovered from the body, one item stands out. Crumpled slip of paper found in Agura's pocket. The ink smudged but still legible. He said it would help, that I'd feel lighter, trusted him to fix me. Now I don't know what's left of me. Perception. He trusted someone to fix it. What if they did? What if this was the result? But you think of your own failures. Intelligence, trying to detach. Anger issues, you got played, end of story. Oh, we tried it. Yeah, I tried to just detach, take a step back. Don't get too attached to the thing. It's just a victim. He leans back, eyes unfocused, just ink on paper. Just a case, just data. The words still echo. Howard closes the file, every detail of Vizsla Agura etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. Examine Serena Koss. Serena Koss, corporate executive for Ectovision, died after jumping from the balcony of her luxury high-rise apartment. Examine the photos. The images show Serena Koss lying on the pavement, her body sprawled like a discarded marionette. Quite descriptive, that, actually. One of her legs is dislocated at the hip, the other twisted so unnaturally it barely looks attached. Her head, or what's left of it, is split open against the pavement. Lovely. That's a really good image. I like that image. Fantastic. Her brain, half mashed, half intact, spills unevenly from the ruin of her skull, streaking the concrete like something that tried to crawl away. He's seen plenty, but it sticks like the fall hadn't just killed her. It had unmade her, rearranging her body into something awful, something wrong. Okay, let's review security footage. Howard flips through the security report, eyes moving over the transcript. The balcony rating is low, barely waist high, easy to climb, just as easy to trip over. But the footage is clear. She didn't fall. She stepped. At 2:14 AM, Serena Koss walked onto her balcony, stood motionless for 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Quite a specific time, that. then moved forward like it was the most natural thing in the world. One detail catches his attention. 2:20:46. Incoming core mic call. Call ID unknown. 2:20:48. So 2 seconds later, subject steps forward. So she received a phone call and that pushed her forward. 6 minutes of nothing. Then a call, then a jump. Okay. Intelligence. Someone reached her at the last second. Whoever it was, they didn't try to stop her. Okay, check the autopsy notes. Howard flips onto the autopsy report looking for anything unusual. The cause of death is obvious. Blunt force trauma from a high altitude fall. Injuries are exactly what you'd expect from that kind of drop. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, skim the witness statement. Howard scans the report, pausing at 2 relevant entries, her approval's biometric records and statement from a neighbour who'd been paying attention. Household assistants synced her approval, tracked her vitals like clockwork. No irregularities, no stress indicators. Except for one anomaly right before she stepped off the balcony. 2:20 AM. Serotonin levels spiked abnormally high, no recorded physical stimulus. A neighbour, someone she spoke to now and then, had seen her outside more often than usual. She stood out there for hours, even in the rain. She wouldn't move, just staring at the skyline. I asked her about it once. She said she liked the wind, said it made everything feel lighter. That word again, lighter. Howard closed the file, every detail Serena Koss etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. So, last one. Attilis Gorvez. Howard flips open the file, scanning the first few pages. Attilis Gorvez. Tech doc. Found dead in his workshop, surrounded by unfinished augments and scattered tools. Cause of death, self-inflicted asphyxiation via biogel exposure. I don't like the sound of that. That doesn't sound like a fun time. No signs of struggle. No forced entry. His own hands were at his throat. Deep scratches along his neck where he tried and failed to breathe. Biogel had hardened inside his airway, sealing it shut. Gorvez used this stuff every day. If you wanted to die, why pick something so slow? Examine the photos. We're just going to go through straight from the start. Howard picks up from the first photo. Gorvez slumped in the corner of his workshop. With back against the wall, legs sprawled out, fingers curled stiff near his throat. His lips are blue, his jaw locked open, an ultra-thin trail of dry blood running from one nostril. Second photo shifts to his workbench. Tools scattered, half-assembled augment clamped in place, casing pried open. Biogel vial lies nearby, overturned and residue hardened around the rim. He was working on something right up until the moment he died. Okay, let's review the autopsy report. Howard flips through the autopsy report. Focusing on the key details, nothing unusual stands out. Nothing at all. Cause of death, asphyxiation due to biogel expansion in the airway. External trauma. Deep scratches along the neck and chest, self-inflicted. Toxicology. No traces of drugs, alcohol or sedatives. Check the latest recording, last recorded conversation. Howard scrolls through the report until he finds Gorvez's last core-mic transmissions. Most are business-related orders, client requests, supply shipments, but one contact keeps appearing. Always late at night, always brief. 22:10. Outgoing call, private line. Gorvez. Same time tomorrow? Of course. Progress taking, consistency. Call ended. The same exchange had been logged every few days for the past 3 months. No details, no names, no context. Sounds like regular appointments, but for what? Examine the notebook. Because why not? Howard picks up Grover's worn, grease-stained notebook. Pages filled with quick notes, half-legible scribbles, and workshop schedules. No digital logs, no approval sync, just an ink on paper. Most of it is routine, augment diagnostics, price estimates, follow-up, but the last few pages are different. Messier and written in a shaky hand. Delay on shipment, wrong parts again. Order more Neuralink circuits. No more stim boosters, too unstable. Near the bottom of the last page, barely legible. If it happens again, I'll have to tell someone. Howard closes the file. Every detail of Tellus Grover is etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. Read all the things. 1 XP gained, pulled from the ink-stained papers and sleepless hours. Howard leans back, rubbing his eyes. 3 suicides clean on paper, but something stinks. Been poring over the files for hours and nothing lines up the way it should. Rain crawls down the window in uneven trails, neon reflections bleeding into the dark. For a moment, he just listens to the city, to the hum of the things moving unseen. His fingers tap against the desk, slower now. He needs another angle. Someone who sees things differently. If only she was here. She always knew where to start. His limbs grow heavy. The words on the files blur together. Just a minute. Just needs a minute. The rain whispers against the glass as his head dips forward onto the desk. Chapter 3. Questions and answers. Next morning. A dull ache settles in Howard's neck, the kind that comes from falling asleep in the wrong place. I know that feeling. I know that pain. The stiff leather of his chair hasn't done him any favours, neither's the pile of paperwork serving as his pillow. Then, a knock. Soft, measured, not urgent, not impatient, just enough to pull Howard from the depths of sleep. Howard stirs, blinking against the grit in his eyes. His brain claws its way out of a dream, falling bodies, statically laced voices, and collides with reality. Then another knock, louder. Angry shoes. Someone's begging for a broken nose before breakfast. Yeah? Who is it? Unless you've got coffee, piss off. It's better be important. Check the time before answering. Reach to your gun in the drawer. Pretend you're not in, don't make a sound. Better be important. Beat of silence. Then Rose's familiar voice entirely unbothered. Oh, it is. Life and death. Cosmic importance, or maybe just felt like dropping by. Open up and find out. Howard exhales, running a hand down his face. So much for a quiet morning. Get up and open the door. Give me one more reason to not leave you out there. Let her in, you need virtue. Let her in, you need the help. Hello. Also, if that's a flower with a face. Is that an AI flower? That blossom. As Howard opens the door, he's met with a sight he wasn't prepared for. Standing before him is a man built like a tank, his neon green hair clashing against the tight pink skirt. Tight pink shirt stretched to its limit. His left arm gleams with chrome, knuckle implants. In one hand he grips what looks like a stripper pole. The stripper poles were designed for combat, in the other he holds a ball. Inside it, floating like some overpriced centerpiece, is Rose. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect that. I expected this to be Rose and that to be something else entirely, but that is Rose. Howard blinks, then again, still real. His brows knit together as he stares at the stranger. The hell is this? I'm still asleep, aren't I? Not my weirdest morning, close though. Should I be impressed or concerned? I'm going with my initial response. The hell is this? The hell is this? The man offers no answer. No smirk, no joke, not even a raised eyebrow. Just pure, unreadable silence. Bruce, whoa, look at those biceps. We've got to hit the gym, like ASAP. Intelligent. For once, you managed to stumble upon the truth even with that pea-sized brain of yours. Before Howard can decide how to handle this, Rose breaks the tension. Pick me up, unless you wanted to solve this case with your head up your ass. Howard grits his teeth and does as he's told. The man's lips twitch, not a smile but a tick. Spins the portal in fluid arc, the hum of charged plasma briefly drying out Satan's drawer, and strides away without a word. What the hell was that? My Uber. Now shut the door. We've got corpses to dissect, and he goes to bruise. Howard drags a hand down his face, sets Rose on the desk right next to the open case files. His eyes linger on the door for a moment, then back to her. Got 100 freaking questions about that guy. What's with the green hair? Why the tight pink shirt? Was that really a stripper pole he was carrying? We'll meet him again, Howard. Mr. Mystery can answer your questions later. That Mr. Mystery. For now, let's talk about the case. Time's ticking. Howard slumps into his chair, the case file glaring up at him like an unsolved riddle. He drags a hand through his hair, exhaling sharply. I've got nothing. No links, no suspects, just 3 dead people who decide to check out in the most dramatic ways possible. Silence. Don't say it. Silence. No, absolutely not. I'm not your Ouija board, Howard. Then give me another option. The files are dead ends. The bones know more than we do. You think I enjoy scraping through the dead's regrets. Not part of the trick, Howard. It hurts every time. Virtue. But these are victims. They scream, and if we don't listen... I'm not asking anymore, we're doing this. Virtue, you're right. As if this hurts you, we won't ask again. Let's do that. That's a little bit... Just a little bit like persuasion. A little bit of guilt tripping. We, spare me the teamwork speech, but stand there like a brick wall and I choke on their sorrow. Again. Whatever, let's go before I remember how much I hate this part. Howard doesn't press it, just grabs his coat, scoops up Rose and heads for the door. Graveyard's waiting, for the dead to feel chatty tonight. Okay, so we're starting off at the detective, we've got Rose in tow. I guess we're heading to the graveyard. Let's just head straight to the graveyard. Okay. Howard's call mic buzzes relentlessly, an urgent vibration that's impossible to ignore. Answer the call, mute the comms. No, answer the call. Data crack. Hey, Howard. Okay, first off, this line's locked, so don't sweat it. Second, tapped into the cop's frequency. There's a report from Lumen Street that some dude's gone full on berserk, smashing up the place. NVPD's heading there, and you know what that means. You could have skipped the whole hack thing, DK. Just admit you missed me. Another day on the lunatic. What's the catch this time? Standard NVPD playbook: shoot first, never ask. You want me in, DK? Stay silent. Let DK continue. Is this like a side quest? Are we going to get stuck in with this? That's right. Ask that one. It's bigger than this one guy. I've been following a pattern. Hacked boosts, people snapping, and the usual police cover-up with bullets. If we can take this one alive, we might finally get some answers. So, you in? Or should I find someone who still gives a damn about the truth? Fine. One Kiko alive. You better make it worth it. You really know how to sweet talk a guy into risking his neck. I'm in. The cops clean up their mess. I've got bigger fish to fry. Okay, let's do it. Let's just jump in. That's a spirit detective. Oh great, playing babysitter to a Kiko. Just what we needed today. Well, what can I say? It's a gift. Now get moving, hero. I've got your back. Sure. No pressure. Piece of cake, right? Intelligence. Wait, detective. Assume the worst. We're talking hacked boosts, unpredictable behavior, and potential collateral damage. Keep your distance and assess first. Don't engage blind. You've got this. Stall him. Keep him breathing, I'll handle the tech. You handle the crazy. Plans are for cowards. Get in his face and remind him who's in charge. New quest unlocked. Kiko unleashed. The city's poster spice. Stay sharp, check your quest log, and get ready to hunt. Okay. Got it. I'll ping you when I'm close. Okay. So are we heading... where exactly? So that's where we're supposed to be heading, the graveyard. I'm assuming we're just going to go for this, the dead end. Looks like a whole load of cops. Howard and Rose stand at the mouth of the alley. The walls are covered in anarchic graffiti. Neon lights buzz faintly, casting flickering shadows over the piles of trash. The air is thick with a cocktail of filth, rotten garbage, mould, and something disturbingly organic. Sure about this, Howard? Even the rats are like, nah, not tonight. Seen worse, done worse, survived worse. Let's add this to the list. This place stinks of trouble. Feels like home to me. You're right, let's not play hero time. Seen worse, let's just go into it. You're either noble or nuts. Probably both. Lead the way. As they move deeper into the alley, the ambient sounds of the city fade into silence. The oppressive atmosphere seems to press from all sides. The flicker of neon lights reflects off the slick-stained walls. Somewhere in the shadows, the faint drip of water echoes sharp and rhythmic. The stench of rot grows stronger with every step. Rose mutters, her voice barely above a whisper. This place is getting friendlier by the second. Then a sound of faint scrape of metal on stone. Howard freezes, instincts flaring. Another step forward and he catches the flicker of movement out the corner of his eye. From the darkness, a figure steps forward. Deliberate and slow, Akiko blocks their way. Sharp predatory eyes locked onto Howard. Get away from me, you can't take me back. Okay, we need to be careful here. Take you back, don't even know where you came from. Let's start with that. Rax, you hacked, not hunted. Let me help you before you short circuit. Dan up data crack and let her handle the technical side. Yeah. Howard pulls out his Cormac, filming a quick connection to data crack. You're sure now, DK, just tell me what to do. About time. Hold tight, I'm tracking at the street spectral site now. Keep him talking, don't let him go full meltdown. I'll try. As DK works, Howard's eyes narrow, focus on the Kiko's jittery movements and the gleaming boots along his limbs. Perception. These boosts, they weren't cheap, not even a decade ago. Whoever this guy used to be, he wasn't small time. Kiko's erratic breathing grows louder, his eyes darting around the alley like a cornered animal. They're here! They're in the walls, the air, watching everything! He's not wrong, his signal's lit up like a Christmas tree. Can isolate the source, but you've got to keep him in one piece. This'll take a minute. Foolishness. Don't move, don't breathe, pretend you're invisible. Virtue. Easy there, dude, let's figure this out together. Anger issues. Alright, buddy, down you go. Anger issues, intimidation time. Persuasion. Convince the Kiko you have voices in your head too. That could backfire. Virtue. Let's try virtue. Howard steps forward, his posture relaxed, hands visible, his voice calm but steady. Kiko's frantic gaze hesitates, the wild fear in his eyes dimming slightly, his ragged breath slow, just enough to show he's listening. That's right, sometimes all it takes is a little trust. But he's not used to people being nice. Weird move, detective. Stop coddling him. You've got a gun, remember? You're not with them. You don't look like them. Howard nods, his voice warm but firm. I'm not. You're not alone in this. Whoever's doing this will shut them out, but I need to meet me halfway. Can you do that? Cormac crackles in Howard's ear. System's starting to stabilize. Whatever you're saying is working. Keep it up, Howard. Breaking his firewall. Almost there. Stay with him. Howard crouches slightly, keeping his voice calm as he addresses the Kiko. Let's start small. What's your name? Alright, who's watching? Who's there? Why are they after you? What did you do? Want to fill me in before the MVPD shows up? That seems like the way to go. That's gonna immediately rile them up into who they are. He's gonna go on a bit of a rant, and basically it's gonna escalate the situation, not de-escalate. I kind of want to de-escalate right now. That's accusatory. Same kind of thing. That's gonna antagonize because NVPD shoot first, ask questions never. Let's go with one. Ghosts. In the wires. Watching, listening, tracking. Yeah? Well, I've dealt with worse than ghosts. Talk to me. What are they after? Ghosts in the wires? Fine. Who put them there? You're not crazy, but I need your focus. Tell me what you know. Who's watching? Who's pulling the strings? Okay, we're going to go with 3. On instinct. Did the Kraken's voice return, sharper this time? I've got a name. Victor Kale. Former corporate enforcer for New Genesis. High clearance, prototype handler. Top of the food chain. So what happened? Vanished after some high value tech disappeared. Big scandal, no charges, no trace. And now he's their puppet. I didn't steal it, I swear. I did what they told me. Found something buried in his logs. The architect. No profile, no records, but it's tied to every action in his system. Hold up. There's a back door in his approval. And it's live. They're locking me out, Howard. Do something fast. Anger issues kill him. It's the only easy way. Only way. Appeal to Victor's humanity. Persuasion. Bluff about knowing the hacker. Ooh, I don't want to kill him. I want to keep him alive. So it's one of these. I could try the balance. I could try the roll. Let's try persuasion. It could backfire. So can we do +3 roll? So we only need to roll a 1 or roll an 8. Well above what we need. Howard steps forward, his voice calm and measured. He speaks to Victor, but his words are meant for the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. The architects are not as clever as they think. I know their game and their name. Victor's lips twitch, a mix of panic and suspicion crossing his face. It's a gamble. They're very much a gamble. You're lying. They told me no one can stop them. Keep him talking. I'm planting Silverfang into his approval. I told you no one can stop them, but that's because they know I'm getting close. Good news and bad news. Silverfang's almost in, but he's about to snap. Paralysis in 5, 4... Suddenly Victor's body stiffens as boosts flicker and freeze mid-motion, locking me in a place like a statue. His eyes wide and darting around, but his limbs won't respond. Howard doesn't flinch, his gaze steady as the wail of distant sirens grows louder, pressing him to act. He's frozen. Silverfang's in, but this only works if he stays breathing. Cops are almost here. Find a spot to dump him, now. Howard scans the alley as the sound of distant sirens grows louder. He moves quickly, knowing they can't afford to lose this lead. Throw him in the bin, hide him in the shadows in the alley, stash him behind the crates, toss him in the sewer hatch, prop him against the wall and make him look drunk. Oh, okay. Now, how thorough are the cops gonna be? Are they gonna be searching for him? Obviously, they're coming here looking for. They're gonna come in looking for him. Or they're gonna end up, if we hide him somewhere fully, we're going to end up... They're going to look for him and he's going to look strange. Problem against the wall and not make him look drunk. On the other hand, they could just come in and shoot him. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk 5. I'm gonna risk the 5. Maybe they'll chalk him up as being drunk and leave him alone. And not shoot him. Howard slouches Victor against the wall, tilting his head and crossing his arms. An empty bottle completes the illusion. Cops love ignoring drunk Kikos. He blend right in. Will this work? I don't know. As Howard steps back into the main alley, the steady hum of an approaching police AV grows louder, its light splashing red and blue across the stained walls. The vehicle descends with a soft hiss, stirring the trash-strewn pavement. 2 figures step out. First officer Hike. A weary cop with a perpetually skeptical expression locks eyes with Howard. Also, he looks kind of cool. Beside her, a tall alternated cop drops to the ground with a heavy mechanical thud. Officer Hike. Figures it'll be you. Got some kind of beacon for shit like this. What can I say? Trouble likes me. Gotta admit, I do have a flair for the dramatic. The universe likes to keep me busy. What can I say? Trouble likes me. Yeah, like a moth to a goddamn flame. Hiker looks over at Alternated and back at Howard, her expression a mix of boredom and mild amusement. Meet Tin Man here, latest toy from New Genesis. They call it a Remlock unit. Fancy talk for a remote partner. Partner, I'm the one carrying this team, Hike. Don't let it go to your head. Before you ask, no, it's not running on AI, that's still illegal. Some poor sap at the station's got the controls. It's supposed to revolutionise the force, or so they say. Revolutionise? Looks like something they cobbled together out of spare parts. Says the guy who looks way too comfortable in a back alley. Yeah, well, New Genesis loves shiny branding, meanwhile we're stuck field testing their half-baked experiments. So basically it's just a glorified remote control with legs. Explains the attitude. Keep talking, buddy. You're real close to making my list. Alright, enough introductions. Let's get to small talk. Gonna tell me what the hell's going on here, or do I have to start digging? Perception. They're not here to dig, they're here to check a box and move on. Didn't realize standing still was against the law now. No action here, officer, I'm just passing through. Why, you got something to accuse me of? If I were up to something, do you think I'd just stand around waiting for you? Again, all those seem quite antagonistic. I'm going to go with 4, just because it's the one I like the sound of the most. You got a report about some kind of disturbance. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Disturbance? Haven't seen a thing. Maybe check your sources. Sounds like a false alarm, nothing going on here. If I'd seen anything, I'd have called it in. Now, if you don't mind. Sounds like a false alarm. I think we might pull that off. Officer Ike. Right, stay out of trouble, Howard. Paperwork with your name on it is just the last thing I need. Ike and the Remlock unit step back into their vehicle without a second glance. AV's engines roar to life, lifting off and vanishing into the neon haze. The alley falls silent again, leaving Howard alone. Wow, real defenders of justice there. Wonder if they even bothered to turn on their scanners. Howard adjusts his coat. His gaze lingers on the shadows where Victor's paralysed body lies hidden. So, what now? Can't just leave him like that forever. The Comac crackles softly and Data Kraken's voice cuts too sharp and steady. Silverfang's holding for now, but won't last forever. Whoever locked him down still has access. If you don't figure out who they are, they'll just trigger him again. Howard pulls his collar up, stepping into the open street as the quiet hum of the city begins to fill the space again. Quest completed. Nice work. City owes you one. Quest complete and your legend grows. Keep your head sharp for what's next. Okay. The Architect. We start there. New quest unlocked. The Architect's Web. See, pulse just spiked. Okay. We read that all before. Victor's locked down, but the real threat is still out there. The Architect. It isn't just a name, it's a target. Howard knows he doesn't have long to find them. Okay, so let's go continue on to the graveyard, which is where we're heading initially. Oh, you are coming. I was going to say, are you coming? An unusual interrogation. Are we going to interrogate like a dead body? Nethervale buries its dead in two ways. The wealthy sink into the earth like fallen jewels, swathed in silk and steel, entombed beneath marble carved with lies about their virtue. The augments, polished, gleaming, cling to their corpses like parasitic heirlooms. A final sneer to the world. See how even death cannot dull our shine. The rest burn. Their flesh is reduced to smoke and memory. The ashes crammed into the columbarium's skeletal shelves. No silk, no steel, only barcodes and the hollow clatter of recycled boosts. Metal outlives them. It always does. Howard stands in the old graveyard. The statue loom around him, their faces melting under years of acid rain. Slow erasure, just like the bodies beneath them. Virtue. No amount of boost can outlast the pull of the earth. The gravekeeper digs. Show a crack in the earth with wet rhythmic gasp, each thrust deeper than the last. Howard watches, his gloved fingers curling into fists. The dead deserve their rest. Shouldn't be here. If they knew something, they should have talked about worm food status. The gravekeeper keeps his eyes low, not out of respect, out of fear. Howard silences them all. The gravekeeper steps back, boots slurping mud. Doesn't speak, doesn't nod, just dissolves into the oak's shadows, leaving the hole gaping like an open throat. Howard kneels, coven lid groans as he pries it free. Inside, Izo Ogura's body lies still, his face hidden behind a mask of solid gold. Okay. Howard doesn't need to guess what it means. Intelligence. A devotion mask, a mark of people who believe in the abstracts, not as monsters but as gods. Abstract worshippers wear them in death or are forced into them, depending on who tells the tale. This just got worse. He moves to the next coffin. Serena Kos. Same mask, same hollow stare. The third. Teles Gorves. Gold again, flawless and cold, as if poured liquid over their screaming face. Shit. They were believers. Howard straightens, jaw tight, scanning the three graves before him. Okay, examine the golden mask, inspect the coffin's interior. Dice roll for that one. Survey the graveyard for anything unusual, examine the victims, let them speak for themselves. Let's examine the gold masks. Howard leans closer. The mask's surface isn't smooth. Microscopic etchings swirl across its surface. Lick the mask for signs. Foolishness. That is foolish. Perception. Inspect the golden mask up close. Let's do a dice roll. So we need 4. Are we going to go... We'll go +2. Can we go just double normal ones? Hope we get a 4. We got 6. I'll take it. Gold catches a flicker of light as he angles the corpse's head gently, trying not to snap anything delicate, as I scan every curve, every shimmer on the mask's edge. There, just beneath the left cheekbone, almost lost in the curves of the etching, 2 faint letters. VK. Initials? A maker's mark or a name? Let's check the interior. Let's do another roll. Let's do that one. Again, we need a 4. We can try this. Probably get more than a 4 with 2 no bonuses. 7. We're having a good bit of success right now. Now that I've said that, though, we're probably going to lose a whole bunch Continue, please. Howard leans in, brushing aside damp cloth and collapsed lining. The coffin's empty, save for the body. Until a glint catches his eye, wedged between the side panel and the corpse's elbow. He reaches in, pulls out a small polished die. Smooth edges, a faint shimmer to its surface. Doesn't look like it belongs here. The dead don't need luck. One die gained. You just robbed a crate. You just robbed a corpse. Proud of yourself? It wasn't hers. Survey the graveyard or examine the victims. Survey the graveyard real quick. I'm assuming we're going to be able to do all of these. Howard steps back, scanning the ground around the 3 open graves. His boots leave deep imprints in the wet soil as he circles. The only thing out of place here is you. Sometimes a grave is just a grave. Okay, examine the victims. We're going to need answers. Yeah, and lucky for us, we've got a direct line to the other side. Is that through you? One more thing before you start. Choose your questions wisely, Howard. They won't be answered forever. Who's first? Let's contact Izol. He's the first one we looked at. Howard steps closer to Izol Guru's open coffin, lays Rose gently on his chest. Almost immediately, Rose starts to radiate a soft glow, bathing the cold, dark surroundings in a warm light. Why did you dive into the PID database? What do you see in the database? Who promised to fix you? Did you kill yourself? Did you choose this burial or something? Or did someone else? How many questions am I going to get? Who promised to fix you? It's probably a decent question. Okay, man in white. A little bit of information. A listener. A mirror. A man in white who called him to guilt a disease and sold me the cure. What did you see in the database? Fragments. A pen scratching names, mine among them. His handwriting. Did you dive in? Why? To silence the screams. He said confession would drown them out. But debts don't dissolve in salt water. What did you confess? Did you kill yourself? What did you confess? I don't think he did. Rose remains silent. You've disturbed the dead enough. Ogura won't speak further, so we didn't get much out of him. Let's talk to Serena. Howard steps closer to Serena. Serena crosses the open coffin and lays Rose gently on her chest. Almost immediately, Rose starts to radiate a soft glow, bathing in light. I've read that before. Why did you jump? Who called you right before you jumped? What did they say to you? Did you choose this burial or someone else? Who called you? A familiar voice. A man, gentle and certain. What did they say to you? Just reminded me. What I already knew. It'll all be lighter soon. Did you choose this burial or did someone else? A mask is just another lie. Abstracts, no. They what? Oh, man. Right. I think I might have messed up some of this. Rose remains silent. You've disturbed the dead enough. Cost won't speak further. Okay. One last chance. Howard steps closer to Tellus. Lays Rose on his chest. Okay, so who is he meeting? Why do you use the biogel on yourself? Excuse me. What do you mean by if it happens again, I have to tell someone? Did you want to die? What did the abstracts mean to you? Let's go straight for the abstract. And then people whisper when they don't want to blame themselves. What do you mean by that? My thoughts, my choices. It was slipping. I had to hold on to something. Who were you meeting? A man who asked the same questions and the answers weren't mine anymore. Who is this man? Silent. Okay. That's intriguing. That could play out a whole load of different ways. I'm intrigued by that. That makes me want to try other things. I was going on like whim there. just what it felt like. I think we could probably get a lot more information that could go out whole different ways, that conversation. Graveyard returns to darkness as Rose's glow fades, leaving them standing in silence. Howard takes a long, thoughtful breath and carefully places Rose back into his coat pocket. Abstracts. The masks, the rituals, it's obvious, Rose. They're involved. Seriously? Did you even listen to them? That wasn't devotion. It was panic. Confusion. Exactly. Desperation makes people vulnerable. Easy targets for manipulation. If the abstracts aren't directly pulling strings, their cult certainly is. You're not listening. Not one of them named the abstracts. Not once. Lighter, freedom, that's human. Ugly, greedy, small. Howard shakes his head, already turning towards the gates. The abstracts make humans ugly, Rose. They always have. And what about the golden masks? Why bury them like believers? Doesn't add up. Why? Maybe someone wants us chasing abstracts, a masquerade misdirection, a cover-up. People lie to themselves. You know that better than anyone. Howard keeps walking, boots crunching gravel. You're making it fit your narrative, like always. I trust my gut, Rose. If it looks like abstracts, smells like abstracts, then I'm chasing abstracts. We're checking the cult. You stubborn ass. Open your eyes for once. This isn't cults. Someone playing God. Howard doesn't answer. He pulls out another puff and scrapes a match across the box. A brief spark lighting its stubborn eyes. Well, you're gonna look real pretty in a golden mask, genius. Destination marked. The cult waits. Ooh, Celestial return. Ooh, that's the end. Oh my days. You know what? I really enjoyed that. Are we getting a trailer? Alright. Maybe not a trailer. However, let's have a look at that. Some credits. Let's do the credits and then let's talk about it real quick. Okay. So after the credits, we're back at the main menu. Let's talk about that. I actually really enjoyed that. The writing was really well done. I really liked the writing. I liked the fact as well that the whole, like, the conversations, that interrogation in the graveyard, that could have gone so many different ways. So many different ways. I asked the wrong questions, I think. So that's led us down a path. But I think if I asked the right questions or different questions, I could have been given a whole bunch of other clues and ended up with a completely different, like, path. That really interests me. That makes me want to. That offers replayability to the game for a start. It also makes me curious as to other paths and makes me want to replay it for that reason. Music very cool, very interesting thing. Obviously it's very RPG based, which I like. The writing, like I said, is very good. I'm intrigued to know more. Genuinely am. The dice rolls, I can imagine they all seemed fairly easy. However, it is just a demo, and it's probably just the start of the game. A lot of things start easy, and then they slowly get harder and harder as the game goes along. I'm 99% certain that the dice part of the game, is not going to be easy, especially if with us having a limited supply. It's not like they're a resource, so I've got to use them wisely, and basically some strategy is going to come into play, as well as the bonuses on some of the die and everything like that. It's going to be a cool system, I can tell you that right now. Well done, guys, well done. I'm impressed with that, very impressed. I can't wait to play more. Genuinely, I can't wait to play more. I'm going to keep an eye on it for sure. Also, on a side note, they are, well, as of recording this video, I'm growing a little bit ahead of time. When this video comes out on the 14th of October, their Kickstarter thing is going to be up and running. If you're interested in it and you want to go check that out, by all means go check that out. I shall stick it in the description and probably in the pin. I'll probably pin a comment as well as put it in the description, so you can go and check that out, show them some support. If you're not quite at the Kickstarter level, I will also link the Steam page so you can play the demo for yourself and wishlist the game, stuff like that, because that will help them out as well, and that's something free that you can do, that kind of thing as well. Well done, guys, well done. You piqued my interest with the email, and now you have my attention with the demo. Well done. So, like I said, if you throw them some love, if you've enjoyed this, throw them some love. It will help them out a great deal in whatever form you want to take it. Genuinely. I'm very intrigued by this. Genuinely intrigued. So, we're obviously going to leave that here because that's the end of the demo. I'll probably end up playing this. I'll probably end up playing the demo again to see what other options I can get, because obviously there's quite a few different choices which are going to lead to different outcomes and different clues, I imagine. Cool. I really like it. Sorry, I'm starting to ramble. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out, come check out some other stuff that we have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all support. It is most appreciated. If you want to go above and beyond on the sport, you can opt into your membership stuff. If you grab a tier 1, you get your name up on the wall. If you grab a tier 2, you get your name up on the wall and you get early access to the videos should you wish to partake in that. By all means, that will help me out a great deal. But don't worry, if you're not interested in it at all, don't worry. As I always say, memberships are always optional, never mandatory. Also, please remember to be a light in the dark for someone, because you never know when a single act or word of kindness can change someone's day or someone's life for the better, or in ways that you may never understand or never even know about. Remember that kindness is the new punk rock, so be a punk rocker. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And as always, see you on the flip side. Bye bye.